Hey everybody, Katie here. And as you can see, I'm on my own today. No more Garrett, just Katie. Just ask Katie. We're no longer doing a podcast segment. It will just be me for Facebook and YouTube now. So super exciting. I'm on my own. Keep the questions coming. It's really all of the questions that y'all have been giving us that have allowed me to have this opportunity to create my own videos. So I appreciate all of you, and I will continue to answer your questions as long as you keep them coming. So where did you get your white and colored shoes? So something that y'all may not know about me yet, I have so many shoes. I have a gross number of sneakers. I don't know why. I just do. Always have. Always have. Another thing is I am 6 foot. I have a gigantic foot. I am a size 12 women's or an 11 men's. It is very hard for me to find women's shoes, especially dress shoes or anything like that. So I often wear sneakers, and maybe that's why I have so many, but I never wear my white shoes here, or at least I try not to. Just because if you've ever been in a gym with white shoes before, you know it doesn't go well. With that though, if you ever need a good fast way to clean your sneakers besides putting them in the washer, you can always pressure wash your shoes. I often pressure wash my white shoes and it's incredible. It works so well. No soap, no nothing, just the pressure washer. But yeah, and I get my shoes, going back to actually answering the question, I get my shoes from Nike. I wear a lot of Nike shoes. If I am running though, I am wearing Brooks. My next question is, how do you manage to say so awesome? And I really appreciate that. Thank you for calling me awesome. I'm not sure how I managed to stay so awesome, but I will do my best to try and stay awesome. I really like this next question. And, Ask Katie was always about fitness and life in general. And this question is definitely a life in general question. And I love it. What's the traveling speed of a South African swallow? So first things first, I had to look up what a South African swallow was. It is a bird. So they travel at an airspeed of 11 to 16 meters per second or 40 to 60 kilometers per hour. And I know you're like, Katie, that does me no good. We are in the US. We don't use metrics. Okay. They travel 25 to 37 miles per hour. And now I would love to do some fitness testing on these birds because there is no running speed measurements. And I need to know how fast these birds run now because they fly that fast, but how fast do they run? I'm also curious now on what the fastest bird is. So thank you for that. My next question really cracked me up. Who is your favorite client and why is it Melissa? Well, Melissa, like parents, we don't have favorites. Yes, we do. I'm not going to reveal who my favorite client is, but my favorite clients are the ones that are ready to make the change in their life. They're willing to do whatever it takes to reach their level of wellness. And they understand that there's going to be good days and there's going to be bad days. And it's all about showing up on those bad days or the days where you find it really hard to get to the gym. And just showing up, being present, coming in as trainers here at Personal Edge, we will meet you where you're at that day. We're never going to push you more than you want to be pushed. It's all about showing up and just working towards being 1% better than you were yesterday. If you don't show up, then you're not 30 minutes better than you were yesterday. But if you do show up, even if we just stretch, that makes you that 1% better than you were yesterday. We also have a retention measure of Team PE clients, and those are our clients that are all in on Personal Edge. They show up and to every session, they take us with them. We get to do virtual sessions when they're out on trips. They also come to the Saturday class or use their 24/7 access and sign in downstairs for the extracurricular challenge. We need somebody to be our number one. And they also participate in stretch class. But now, Melissa, I have a question for you. Who's your favorite trainer and why is it me? I'm just kidding. You don't have to tell me. But for anybody, not just Melissa, if you do want to answer my question of who your favorite trainer is and why it's me, you can comment below or leave a Google review for us telling us who your favorite trainer is and why they are your favorite trainer. I really like this next question and it made me think a lot. Have you observed any differences in the fitness culture from New York to Alabama? And something that I've noticed down here are that sports are the holy grail. You don't mess with Southerners during football season. They will live and breathe football. That's not a thing in New York. I mean, go Bills. Like, don't get me wrong. We love football, but we don't live and breathe football. There's also just sports differences. Wrestling, lacrosse, and field hockey are something that are super popular in New York and all on the East Coast, Upper East Coast, that aren't popular down here. You all also do a lot more outside activities, and it's probably because it's a lot nicer outside during the winter here than it is in New York with 3 feet of snow on the ground. But I see a lot more people outside being active, either running, biking, playing tennis, golfing, that you just have more time to do those down here. And I do think that's part of it. I know the past few days it has been miserably hot. It has been the hottest weather that I have ever been in my entire life. I have never seen a heat index of 112 before. But with that being said, I was also outside running yesterday. So something I do miss about New York is hiking around the mountains. There are so many hiking trails in New York. And if you've never been to upstate New York, please, 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 please go. Go and experience upstate New York for yourself. It is gorgeous. My favorite time to go is end of fall. So right around late September and October, the leaves are going to be changing. You can do so much hiking. It's going to be gorgeous. Just if you get a chance, go hike in New York. There's also wineries. A lot of people don't know that there's wineries in New York. Who doesn't love a good winery? My next question. How can a personal trainer help me stay accountable and motivated to continue exercising regularly? We are here for you. We are here to help you find and achieve your level of wellness. We will do everything in our power to keep you engaged in your program and on track and motivated and encouraged to reaching that level of wellness that you have set for yourself and that you are striving to achieve. If any of you know me, I will call you if you don't show up. And not just like a normal phone call. I will FaceTime you and have you show me what you're doing rather than being here. We make it really hard to cancel a session on us. We encourage you when you're traveling to use our virtual option. I love when people take me to the Bahamas virtually. It's my favorite thing. It's also a lot harder to cancel or not show up when you know that you have somebody waiting on you. You know that you have somebody that wants to help you and wants to be there for you and is helping you achieve your goals and your level of wellness. It's a lot harder to just say, I'm not going to go that day. It's showing up on those days that are hard, like I talked about earlier. It's showing up knowing that we are here to help you wherever you're at that day. We are here to help you. And finally, my last question is, how should retired athletes adjust their training after retiring? So being a college athlete myself, it was really, really hard for me when I stopped being a college athlete. You do a sport your whole life. In my case, I played basketball for 18 to 19 years. One day in March, it was all of a sudden done. I was no longer a college athlete. I wasn't going to move on and play anywhere else. Like, I was just not a basketball player anymore. And unfortunately, in my case, the pandemic was happening at the same time. So now I'm not an athlete and I have to sit home all the day. Like, you can't go out. You can't go to the gym. You can't, do anything. You were stuck at home, especially in New York. We had very strict mandates up there for COVID, and it was really hard for me. During that time, I gained about 50 pounds. It was really, really hard. And then one day I realized, this isn't my level of wellness. This isn't where I want to be. This isn't what I want to do with my life. So I set a goal for myself, and I ended up, motivating myself at the time. And as soon as gyms opened back up, I started going to the gym. And you still had to wear a mask back then, but I was going to the gym wearing my mask. I ended up losing 70 pounds and motivating myself through that. And it was all because I had a goal in mind. So I guess my biggest advice to retired athletes or soon to be retired athletes is find a goal that you want to do next. Find something that matters to you, whether it's, something simple like I want to maintain this amount of muscle, or I want to, run a half marathon, which in my case is my new goal for next year. I set the goal for myself and I've been running and working towards it. When I finished my basketball career, I had a doctor tell me you'll never run again. And I didn't want to accept that. That wasn't my level of wellness. That wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to be able to run. I don't like having things limit me. I don't like people telling me you can't do that. And so Gary and I have been running together, and it's been incredible. I love it. I've been running more than I ever have before. And that's my level of wellness. And that's my goal now, is to run a half marathon. So I think for athletes and retired athletes, it's important to understand what's the next goal. Athletes are so driven and determined by winning games. And the goal is to have a winning season. And the goal is, to compete at your best or to break a record. And you need to find a way as an athlete to continue to do that. You need to set goals that you can continue to break, and benchmarks that you continue to hit. And I think a lot of athletes are metric driven. So finding a way to track that is also super helpful. So as always, I appreciate you all for listening and joining in. I'm sorry that I don't have Garrett with me anymore. It's just me. Maybe it's even better that way. If you have any more questions or would love to reach out to me, my email is katie@personaledgefitness. You can also call the facility and leave a voicemail, or just leave a question for me. The phone number for this facility is 251-341-0927. You can reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube at Personal Edge Fitness. And we are on Twitter as Team PE. You can also just drop a comment. Comment your next question. I'll answer it. Just drop a comment. While you're at it, drop a comment on who that favorite trainer is and why it's me. Thank you for joining us, and we can't wait to answer more questions and help you live your level of wellness.